Namaskar, everyone. Welcome to Sunday. Every day we are faced with a wayward mind, a scattered mind, an indecisive mind. What I'd call a weak mind. How does that serve you? A mind that is scattered, indecisive. Of course, it's the ego mind. But how does that serve you? It's a tool. In Sanskrit, we call it an antakarana. It's a tool, an internal instrument. The mind is a tool. Ego is a tool as well. Ahankar, the I maker. How do you manage the ego in this restless state of mind? How do you manage that? Have you ever given thought to that? You're constantly thinking. Constantly. I remember as a young boy, we were fascinated by how you could burn a newspaper using a lens. What a lens does, it collects the scattered rays of the sun and bring it to a point on the newspaper. And if you hold it there for a little while, you're going to see smoke. Fire begins. Scattered rays brought to a point of focus. Your mind, every thought is an expression of energy. Every thought. What if you can bring that energy of the mind to one point? What happens? What happens? Have you ever tried it? With a one-pointed present mind, have you kept the mantra there continuously? Have you kept that mindfulness on your body? When I ask you, for example, hold your body in the mental field. If you hold your body in that field continuously, just observing in a silent mind, do you know what happens to your body? Every cell becomes energized. It is the principle of Wuji. Holding your body in that silence, in that original chi or energy. If you just hold your body in this posture continuously, really conscious, really present, every cell within you is going to become energized by the prana of that mind. How you waste energy every day with a scattered mind, indecisive mind. How you waste energy. The mind becomes weaker with fear, with doubt. Being scattered, it becomes weaker. How do you feel in a weak mind? And especially when fear enters. The fear of getting sick, for example. The fear of getting cancer or any disease. If that fear grips you, guess what happens? You attract towards you what you fear. You attract towards you what you fear. So are you fearless? Can you get rid of fear? It's a mental state. Can you get rid of fear? Of course you can. But you have to replace it with something. In the Bible it is said that perfect love casteth out fear. Perfect love casteth out fear. Can you hold yourself in perfect love? Christ said, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall experience God. He said they should see God, but God is an experience. He also said, if thine eye is single, thy whole body will be filled with light. If thine eye is single, the single eye, the focused eye. So hearing this, are you inspired to learn how to manage your mind? To take the mind, to transcend the mind? Because if you fight with the mind, you're not going to win. Not going to win. You remember the story of the one who wanted to control the mind, so he went by the master? The master tested him first. All you have to do, my son, is don't think of a monkey. Sit with me. Okay, that's easy, sir. That's easy. Well, he tried. Poor fellow. He couldn't stop thinking of monkeys. He couldn't stop thinking of monkeys. Exactly what is the thing you shouldn't do, you do it. That's what took me to India. I couldn't control my mind. Exactly what I don't want to think about would come to my mind. So I fought it myself. The only time that disappeared was when I went into the ashram of Baba Muktanand. In the hall, like we are here now, in kirtan, in chanting in the mantras. Somehow, some magic happened. There was an explosion in my heart. Love just came through the heart. And that was the beginning of change in me. That profound experience of heart opening. Perfect love casted out fear. So I held on to love. I held on to love. I held on to love. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall experience God. That took me to the management of the mind eventually. The mind drawn by love had to surrender. The mind drowned by love had to surrender. Had to surrender. Then months in that sadhana of love, of service, of humility, I started to feel something between my eyebrows. An energy center between my eyebrows at this point started to open up. And whenever I focus on there, my thoughts came to one pointed. I could focus for the first time. So that open heart led eventually to a focused mind. And then I could meditate through that love to one point. Focus on one point. That was the secret to my conquering the mind. I started to feel fearless. I started to feel more divinity in me. I started to feel like I can do it. I can control this mind. And that led to 40 days of seclusion and the freedom of limitation in the consciousness. But you know that story of mine. So a scattered mind is not desirable. This is how you train. You know the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, the warrior, is being counseled by Krishna, the Lord. The Lord was his guide. He said to Krishna, my mind is restless like the wind. How can I control this, Lord? I'm disturbed. How do I control this restless mind? Krishna said, yes, the mind is like that. But you can control the mind, he said. And he gave 2 points. With vairagya, that means detachment, dispassion. moving away from the world, not being caught up in the world, vairagya, and abhyas. Abhyas means practice, practice, practice. But you can practice forever. You need a guru. You need a guru. You need one who has transcended the mind to help you. The blind cannot lead the blind. The one who is free, the one who is awake, can wake up those who are sleeping. Only the one who is awake. So we need that guide who can help us to awaken this energy inside. The awakening of this energy is called Shaktipat. That is what happens in the field when we gather together. Energy flows where it's needed, to the receptive ones, to the ready ones. Energy flows. And that is the real initiation. Shaktipat, the descent of energy. So it is the divine that gives the Shaktipat. Guru is just the instrument. The divine who gives the Shaktipat, who wakes us up. That is the way to the controlled mind. That is the way to the controlled mind. So when you come and you sit in meditation here, that's the abhyas. That is the practice. Don't only do it here, do it at home too. Do you know what I learned about sadhana, about practice, spiritual practice? It is not about coming and sitting here every Sunday and listening to me. It should happen in every moment. That science of practice is called mindfulness. In every moment, be mindful of your thoughts. Be mindful of your emotions. Be mindful of that inner nature. And hold it in practice. And we should practice, abhyas, until it becomes no practice. Until it becomes a lifestyle. How should we practice? Until it becomes natural to us. If you eat at the same time every day, your body gets hungry at the same time. The juices flow and ready for food. If you go to bed at the same time, your body becomes habituated to that. You get the best sleep. Look at nature. The sun, when it rises, the sun when it sets. Look at the animals, how they work with nature. We humankind, we are the worst of the animals. We kill each other for the sake of peace. That's inhumane, uncivilized. If we are truly spiritual, we'll work with each other, our brothers and sisters, and we'd have peace in the world in a moment. It's the egos that play. So it becomes a Mahabharata. Mahabharata, like the big war. That's what's happening in the global scene. But what is required? Just love. Love your neighbor as yourself, as the Christ said. If we begin to practice that, this world will become a different world. Even the climate will change. The earth will be fertile. We have forgotten. We have forgotten how to love, how to come together, how to love each other, and how to create a better world. So will you join me? Will you join the Blue Star? Will you join us in doing this? Let's come together across the globe and let's work for a more peaceful, loving, and enlightened world. So I leave you with that. Have a lovely Sunday, everyone. Always a joy to be with you. keep this with you. Keep the practices with you. Let it be an every moment practice until it becomes so natural that it becomes a lifestyle. Have a blessed day, everyone. Namaskar.